Hi guys, right? And hi Instagram people. Can I learn coding if my English is not good? Um, yeah, can I learn coding if my English is not good?
Absolutely. Because the best thing about it is you don't have to write full sentences if you don't want to. So it's all just about, a lot of coding is in English, but it's also just being able to understand why this
Yeah.
does this.
Yeah.
It's not, it's
I
not an
used
issue.
I used to have this Japanese guy who barely speaks a sentence of English,
Yeah.
and everywhere he goes to, he'll bring a dictionary,
Oh.
a translation dictionary, and he is the most hardworking person I've ever met. And what he did is that he just translates the things that he was going through. So yes, right. While coding looks pretty similar to English when you're learning, to code, it's usually the concepts. It's usually understanding the concept. So yes, there are people just like the Japanese guy. He turned out to be a really good coder. He can code, right? He can code really, really well. But when it comes to learning the concepts, it took him a little bit of time because he needed, when the mentors are teaching in English, so it was very normal where the mentors are, speaking English, and he actually recorded the entire thing that the mentor spoke about, and he actually go back and re-listen it again, and
That's amazing.
take the dictionary and translate the stuff that the mentor actually spoke about. When you understand the concepts, right? The concepts can be delivered in English, Malay, Chinese, or any other languages. It's no problem. Then writing the code is not going to be a problem, but the concepts is the one that you need to understand. So it's not about your English is good or not good. It's the question is, do you understand the concepts or not? And the concepts can be conveyed in many different languages, and it's totally fine. So yeah, and I think maybe sometimes there might be a bit of difficulty right now because a lot of resources out there
Are
in
in English.
English, like the people who talk about how to do this or talk about the concepts, usually they convey it in English, which is why sometimes people may struggle. But I think if those concepts can be spoke about in a different language, then it should be fine. It should be no problem.
In my class, I know for sure there were a few people whose English maybe or they couldn't understand something, so they would Google things in Chinese.
Yeah.
And they'd be able to understand things, and then they would be able to implement it using using whatever language they were using. So
yeah,
there's always ways around it. You don't have to be amazing in English to be able to code.
Yeah, so I hope that helps, Noju, I hope that helps answer your question. I think, learning, I salute you because, even though you say that your English is not really, not that good, but it's amazing that you're taking your first step to learn. It's amazing that you're actually, for you to write the question here, I think your English is perfectly fine. So I think, sometimes it's just about putting, just like the Japanese guy, right? He really had the heart to learn. And he really go all out, and when the mentors was teaching or when he's asking questions, he actually recorded it down, re-listened to it again. He actually asked about, hey, what are we learning tomorrow? So tonight he would actually research on it, read up on it, and try certain things. So when tomorrow he meets the mentors, he will have very specific questions. That was the effort. That was the level or the kind of commitment and effort he's willing to put in so that he can learn to code well. So the question for everyone is, if he can do it, why not us? We can do it too, right? The only question is, do we want to do it or not? Yeah, and that's always the struggle.